I'm a bitch, and I get what's coming to me, I guess.
I am Angelina Leigh, and I play the character Jordana. And basically, out of all the girls that work in the office and that are victims of Steve, she is the strong one. She isn't a coward. She's going to fight for her life, and she's going to try to take him down any way she can.
My name is Jessica Mazo, and my character's name is Jessica, which is convenient. And I would say Jessica is the innocent character in the film that I know the other characters somewhat, in a way, they have it coming. Not that they have it coming, but it's almost, but it feels like the character should be, like the character of Steve should be taking his revenge on them. But Jessica is the one who was not supposed to be there that day, and she's the one that hopefully the audience really feels bad for. She's a nice person. She was always really nice to Steve, and she just had bad luck that she decided to stay late that day as well.
Are you afraid of him?
No, he's a nice guy. I accepted this role in Disgruntled Employee because I've worked with Bill before, and I enjoy working with him, and I know that he gets his movies finished and made and out there. And I also liked the concept. I really like horror movies, and I really like movies that are disturbing. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to be a part of a movie like this.
It's not. Honestly, it's not different at all. It's just a matter of people making their own weird rules about what's okay and what's not okay, and having no reasoning as to why one's okay and one isn't.
I can safely go there because I've never been there in my life for real, and I think that knowing that, thank God, I probably never will, I think that I can safely go there and express that fear.
And I have worked on horror films before, but none that were this, none where my character experienced this much violence.
It's fun, actually, because a lot of acting stuff gets really boring. You do the same shit over and over again. It's really repetitive. So when you have something that's really out there, like, it's actually kind of entertaining because it gives you something interesting to do.
Definitely Steve and Bill did whatever they could to make sure I was comfortable, and also just keep things moving quickly, not really delay anything or make me have to lay naked on the desk during the rape scene for a longer amount of time than needed. So that was very much appreciated.
You know, everyone, when they have a movie that's, you know, the family gets kidnapped and dragged through the desert and beaten up, but, you know, they're saved at the end, or the girl walks out of the house and lives through her attacker, everyone says the same thing. You know, they're like, well, that would never happen. And they're like, well, it's a movie. So, I mean, you're looking at real life events. How many people that, how many people, number one, that go through a traumatic experience live through something that bad? If you're kidnapped at gunpoint, the possibilities of you walking out after a couple of hours, I believe, is like 50%. The thought of you walking away from that kidnapper after 8 hours is almost nothing. So, especially because you haven't fought right there. So the fact that any of these girls getting out of a situation like this with that kind of an individual in reality, it just wouldn't happen. So I think it's being realistic, and I think it's being responsible to the viewer to end that way, because it's not giving you a Candyland fairy tale. It's giving you reality.
Yeah, honestly, in real life, if you're a woman and you get in a situation where you're honestly trapped, unless you have like mad ninja skills, you're not getting out of that.
I think Disgruntled Employee has some aspects of an exploitation film, because there is a lot of nudity, but I think it's not your typical exploitation film, and I wouldn't categorize it as that. I would categorize it as a horror or thriller. But I think that fans of the exploitation drama will appreciate the elements that are still give a nod to exploitation.
I believe that there is a moral of this. I mean, number one, you don't know who is living next door to you. You don't know who is your banker. You don't know who's your baker, who's your dentist, who's your doctor. You don't know who, half of the people in this world don't know their neighbors. They don't know what they're doing behind doors. The thing that when serial killers get caught, the first thing everybody says is, I would have never thought of him like that. So yeah, it does have a moral. It's definitely make sure that you be careful of how you, number one, view other people and strangers. You never know who they are or what they're thinking.
Do I think this movie gives a negative message or is socially irresponsible? I personally don't think so. But because I think it does show some real human behavior and people, the characters reacting how people really would react in a circumstance like this, and things like this really do happen. So I don't think this movie is irresponsible or sends out the wrong message at all.